Hello everybody, SlimKirby here. Welcome back to more of the Kirby Canvas Curse playthrough. Still going through the Rainbow Run stages. We're on World 6 right now, so let's move on to the next level we have here. And this level right here, honestly I'm convinced is probably one of the toughest levels in Rainbow Run, if I'm being honest. For both the speed trial and the time trial. Well, those are the same thing. Both the time trial and the line trial. I'd say the line trial is probably tougher, but I mean, you do have to kind of get through this one pretty quickly. So, and you have these spike traps you have to avoid as well, and you know, obviously you have to kind of, in addition to moving your character, you need to kind of, you know, stop the wheels and just kind of make your way through this in that fashion. That's kind of where the time holdup is. With Meta Knight, you can definitely get through here faster, but once again, there's also many obstacles that can hurt you, so that 3 HP, once again, potentially coming into play for Meta Knight, so just gotta be very careful when you're going through this. It's actually kind of funny. This one took me like 2 or 3 tries, but the line trial, which I was convinced was the hardest, like, Rainbow Run thing to do in this entire game, only took me 1 try. So it's kind of funny how that one was, you know, so much easier. And honestly, I do recommend you probably do that one with Kirby. You do it with Kirby and the max health, obviously. I still used Meta Knight, I made it work, but still, it's definitely better to do this with max health Kirby, because let's just say there's a part of this where you can actually skip, or not really skip, but you can just kind of like take damage boost is the technical term, I guess. You can do some damage boosting and save yourself a lot of line, because you don't have to draw like so many other lines to block obstacles and stuff. But obviously it's up to you. Do what you feel comfortable with. If you think you can make Meta Knight's speed work to your advantage, by all means. But I think I definitely, looking back on this now, a max health Kirby is definitely recommended, because when I did this during my original, my practice playthrough of this, I used only 4 health Kirby, and that was a nightmare. So somehow I did this, like, in worse conditions, but still, yeah, definitely recommend getting all the health upgrades, then doing this challenge, because, like, right here, you could just, like, make a quick line into the switch, hit the switch, and then move forward, instead of having to block the lasers. So yeah, it's definitely something you should probably, you know, at least consider when you're going through this one. And then once you get to this part right here, not really a lot to say about this next part. Gotta do some quick rolling here. And I actually got kind of lucky that the spike gate didn't come down on me right there, because that can definitely get in the way as well. And yeah, that'll do it for this level. So this level is completed, and we can, you know, move right on to the next one. Get more of level 6 out of the way. So next up we have Volatile Volcano. This one's not too bad. It's pretty standard. I'd say a lot of these are pretty standard, and you know, you kind of go into these with the same mentality. You know, time trial, you're obviously looking for a bunch of places where you can kind of save time, while in line trial you're looking for a lot of places where you can save lime. So it's kind of just the same mentality for really both courses, honestly. So this one is kind of like a little fun to do because of this part right here. Like, you have to, like, obviously, you know, block the fire trap from hitting you. But see, it's nice because you can, in addition to blocking the fire from hitting you, you're also just you know, giving yourself a path to kind of boost forward too. So it all works. It all works perfectly. So now we have the line trial. This one, again, is one you should probably be doing with a max health Kirby and not a 3 health Meta Knight. Gonna go ahead and say that right now, because this one is pretty brutal. This is like, it's brutal because of just like all the damage you can potentially take. And like getting through that fire bar right there is actually pretty difficult. And you also have to keep in mind that because Meta Knight moves faster than Kirby, like, you know, different balls will have different timing when you're going through something like that. So, like, there's just a lot of stuff you have to consider. And it can be really hard to do a stage like this. This is another one where I'd say probably the line trial is harder than the speed trial. See, then there's this part right here, which I admittedly got kind of lucky here, because those fireballs easily could have sniped me and forced me to redo that, but thankfully I got kind of lucky with their patterns, their cycles, you could say, and was able to take care of that one, which means we can now move on to the final level of World 6, the Silent Seabed. And if I remember correctly, as we'll see in a second, after we actually select this time trial, I believe this is the first one where I actually gave up on Meta Knight and actually switched back to Kirby, because Stone really helps with this first section. I'm going to go ahead and say that right now. Stone makes this first section a lot faster, because with Meta Knight you just have to, you know, keep bouncing yourself around, and it's pretty frustrating. So, you know, do yourself a favor, switch to Kirby. Do yourself a favor, switch to Kirby. Because, yeah, just having Stone for water just makes this a lot faster. And I also recommend that once you get out of this part right here, you also get rid of your power and get the next ability you find here, which is Spark, because Spark will actually help you for this part. Because we're going up and we have blocks in the way. So now we can use Spark to get rid of everything and make this part a lot faster. With Meta Knight, you don't have that. You have to, like, literally tap every block, and that's annoying. It doesn't make sense. Like, I feel like because, you know, Meta Knight is supposed to be, like, you know, a sword user, you would think, like, he'd swing his sword around whenever he did that, and that would break the blocks, you know, like in the vanilla Kirby games. But that's not exactly what happens there. That spinny move does not break blocks, so you have to kind of just tap everything, and that's just very, very slow. I think DDD's, like, hammer does get through that a lot faster, so you could potentially use DDD for this, but I still probably would recommend Kirby, just again, due to the copy abilities and the fact that he has more than likely more health at this point. So as you can see for the line trial, I also decided to use Kirby for this one too. Mainly just due to the fact that I think damage was the main reason why. And also, like, that part right here, with Meta Knight, if you tap Meta Knight at this part, you'll hit the green electricity stuff, so yeah, that's a reason that Kirby is helpful here, more helpful than Meta Knight, that's for sure. I think it's kind of funny, like, for the, like, next couple of missions, I just kind of go, well, I caved, I'm using Kirby, because Kirby just makes more sense. It's the thing, Meta Knight's purely there for speed. When it comes to, like, technical stuff, it's definitely probably better to use Kirby. And I was kind of talking about, like, the other characters that you can unlock in this game. And at this point, I think I've said what all the characters are. And, you know, there'll be an extra video where I demonstrate them. But, you know, Waddle Dee wouldn't recommend, just because, like, he's basically just Kirby without the health and without the powers. And that's, you know, not really that helpful. There could be something else I might be forgetting, admittedly, because, again, I don't really use the other balls that much, but still, I'm pretty sure that's the way it works. DDD, I could see some value to him, but his slower nature and his bigger size could make some sections kind of annoying, so I still probably wouldn't recommend him. The Waddle Doo ball, which is the super secret unlockable ball you can get in this game, I can definitely see a little more value to that because he has, like, a constant beam ability, and that could help at least in some of those sections where there's a lot of blocks you have to get out of the way. But even then, I'd still, like, Kirby and Meta Knight are definitely of higher tier for these challenges, at least in my opinion. So there we go. Level 6 is done, so now we just have level 7. Ignore that special world. That is going to be the next extra video. We'll go ahead and say that. But yeah, level 7, Wonder Lane. First up we have Frozen Fantasy. I'm going to start with Meta Knight. Will I actually stay Meta Knight, though? Okay, I do actually stay Meta Knight for this one. Okay, this one makes sense to use Meta Knight, though. Or actually, I don't know. It could be another one where Kirby is more beneficial because of more health and there is water here, so... I think I just kind of got stubborn and wanted to keep using Meta Knight for this, and it ended up working for me in one run, so that's why I kept with it. I know I mentioned that the one we did earlier was, like, in the last video, was probably the longest one of these challenges. I think this is also another contender, because this room is huge, and you have to, like, you know, solve a puzzle while you're doing it. So yeah, this is another pretty lengthy one, and this is a time trial too, so... You know, you really can't afford to waste too much time on this one. I think this is one where I, like, just barely clocked in time, too. But yeah, skip the switch right there. Because, yeah, the purple blocks need to be down. Then you have this. Gotta go up here. Hit that. Fall down. Over this way, and then you have these things. Well, that's a little annoying, but should have been able to get through there no problem. Let's see, no, oh no. Go back up! Go back up! Let's see, now we just fall down here, and good. We got it. We were only a few seconds off of that, too, so we got kind of lucky there. Kirby, so once again, I decided that Meta Knight's health just wasn't going to cut it for this one. And yeah, the health is literally the only reason, because this is a very long room as well. Meta Knight would be more valuable if he had more health, but only 3 health, and there's just so many things you can take damage on. In fact, there's like a whole section that has like nothing but spikes you have to get through. And that's what was giving me most of my trouble, just trying to, like, get through that without taking too many hits. And again, Meta Knight gets such a big boost whenever he does hit, like, whenever you do tap dash, so... I just kept colliding into things without intending to, and it just became kind of a obnoxious little mess, I guess you could say. And so you could also use, like, Needle ability right here if you... think that'd be a good investment. I mean, I don't think Needle protects you from these spikes. I mean, it might, but like when you come out of Needle, like if you're landing in the spikes, you'll just get hit anyway. So that's why I say it can't really protect you. It's just kind of a... It's a temporary protection. A temporary protection. Love doing the little bump strats, as again I like to call them. Just making little lines, just kind of get your ball moving upwards. Wait for the spikes, then roll right across, get over this. Okay, those icicles, those were the things that were really grieving me about the Meta Knight attempts. Because, like, I'd be going so fast that I'd get hit by one of those icicles when I got out of that section. I usually only had 1 health at that point. If I would have gotten through that, I would have been fine, because this is pretty much the end. Just got one little vertical climb, and then we're good. Go, Kirby, you can do it. You're the man with the plan. Actually, I don't think Kirby has a plan. Kirby's plan is to eat and sleep, because... I mean, he deserves it. He's saved the universe so many times, like... It's not like he has, like, a 9-to-5 job. Like, he has, like, a job where he literally saves the universe, so... You know, he can have a little bit of that downtime, I think. Okay, so next up we have Mad Mechanism. I'm starting with Meta Knight, and hello Kirby. Yep, once again, another stage where I just don't think Meta Knight's that useful. And it's funny because I think this one would be useful. Also, lol, another attempt I accidentally left in. But, I feel like he should be useful here. The problem is, I think in the last part of this, he becomes difficult to use because at the very end of this section you have that little, not really a mini game, but that section where you have to like blow up the doors and then also like hit the switch. And the thing about that section is, if you're going too fast, I find that you can't really control where the bombs go. And you want to get the bombs, like, right against the gate, so they blow up the gate and also blow up the switch. Because that'll really save a lot of time. Okay, that actually helped, though, because I was right there. If you only blow up the gate and not the switch, like, if you're still in the area, like, obviously hit the switch as quick as you can, but, like, if you, like, go through that normally and you find out that you blew up a gate but not at the switch, then you have to go back to that section. That can take, like, about 5 seconds or so, and as you can see, I only had, like, really only 4 seconds to spare right there, so that one can cut it pretty close, so you have to be just kind of really careful with that one. As far as line trial, I think I just stayed Kirby for this one, just because I remembered this is one where you could take a lot of damage. But I don't think I actually gave this a try with Meta Knight. So let's see, honestly, I could probably avoid, like, not even hitting the lasers here, but well, actually no, I don't think you could, because if you got hit by the laser, I think you'd bounce off the platform, and then you have to draw a line somewhere else anyway, so I think you do have to kind of draw some lines there, but I think they're pretty generous with this one if you look at the amount of ink we have, as well as the requirements for the medals. Also, yeah, that was my fault. I forgot that I had to kind of move right there. It's all good, though. It's all good. It's a good. It's a good Mario. Why am I referencing Mario in a Kirby game? Okay, so I am about to die, because I have taken a lot of unnecessary hits, but this is pretty much the ending. And again, there is the door right there, but you'd waste a lot of line getting up to that, and I am getting kind of low on what I need, so we're going to just go the long way around and just propel Kirby right into that door when we're ready. I think that sounds like a good old plan. I think that sounds like a very good plan. Hole in one. This isn't Kirby's Dream Course. I know there are a lot of people who kind of, like, define this as, like, the sequel to Dream Course, because, again, it's kind of like, well, it's the Ball Kirby series, where Kirby is a ball the whole time, and not, like, an actual, like, walking puffball. Okay, so here we have the final stage of Rainbow Run, at least of the normal stages. You can use Meta Knight for this one, no problem. With Kirby, you'd have the, like, luxury of having the missile ability, which is also pretty fast, but Meta Knight's pretty fast by himself, so you can get over there pretty quickly to get that first switch. Then we gotta go back down in the other direction and get the other switch. You know how it is. You know the drill, you know how this works. Welcome to Canvas Curse. I am taking a lot of damage, though, but I assure you, if this attempt is in, it's because I succeeded, so I mean, I guess I can't say that since I've had 2 clips I accidentally left in, but it is what it is. I'm not shy to admit this is a post-commentary video here. Sometimes post-commentary I think is just more beneficial, because when you're kind of in the moment trying to do something, especially like this when you're trying to perfect something, you know, obviously you don't want to focus on talking, because then you'll be distracted, so sometimes there is value to, you know, keeping quiet and, you know, focusing on one thing and not the other. And I can still give insight. I can give, like, more controlled insight while I'm doing this. So here we have the last line trial of the normal Rainbow Run stages. This one is a pretty simple one. I could definitely see Kirby being probably a better character for this, just, again, if you get hurt, but Meta Knight's little boosts definitely help. I think I'm doing pretty well so far. I think it's a pretty good run. I haven't taken any damage yet. Hey, let me just put my foot in my mouth again. Oops. Well, I think we're about there. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, man. I cut that pretty close, but hey, we made it. And there we go. That is the last line trial stage, again, of the normal runs. I'll get into what we have left of Rainbow Run a bit later, because as you can see, we have that special course. But we need to actually unlock some stuff for that special course. So what we're going to do now is we're going to head back to Metal Swap, and we're going to... Well, we have a lot of coins, so we're just going to splurge on everything right now. So we're going to unlock the rest of these courses. The first 4 are worth 9, the second 4 are worth 10. And these don't actually become available until you actually purchase the prerequisites, so 5 isn't available until you get 1, 6 until you get 2, 7 until you get 3, and 8 until you get 4. So we're going to go ahead and purchase the rest of these. And you can probably get an idea of what these things are, but we'll be seeing all of these in the next video, so do not fret. As far as other things to buy, like we have these things at the top here. These songs are for the sound test, I believe. So we're going to go ahead and buy those. I don't know why I bought this over the other one. Let me go back up and buy that really quick. So yeah, the first 3 are songs. These are actually, I don't know what you'd call these. They're lines. They basically just change the visualization of the rainbow line to a different pattern. I'll try to show those off, like, in the final extra video, but not going to worry about that now. You're probably wondering about this last thing, though. Yeah, this one's still not available yet. This does not become available until you actually get 200 medals overall. So, we're not quite there. I think we're at 191 right now, so... we'll be able to buy this by the end of the next video easily, so that should not be a problem. But let me go ahead and showcase what we're doing next time. Next time we're doing the special level of Rainbow Run. And the special level is basically 8 stages that revolve around copy abilities. And much like the normal Rainbow Run stages, these have a speed trial and a line trial. So we have to do all of these for each one of these stages. So that's about 48 medals we can get from this alone, so that's going to be another huge influx of medals to get. But again, we're going to be doing that next time. Should be a lot of fun. These are actual new courses, new content. They're not based on any of the levels we've seen before so far, so yeah, those should be entertaining to watch. We get to see some of these abilities, you know, in more use than what we used them in the main playthrough. So yeah, that's going to be what's on the line for next time. And after that, we still have the boss sub-game video where I want to show off the level 3 missions and what you can expect for those. And then I'll have one more extra video where I show off kind of the different balls and the lines and stuff. So yeah, I got about 3 videos left, so that's all we got remaining for the extras. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you guys next time when we take on these special courses. See you guys then. Later, folks.